maybe that's better. Or am I looking dead ass in the camera? Miley, what's good? Hi, I'm Sagan. This is my first YouTube video, so thank you for those who are tuning in. A hefty topic, but this isn't like super cohesive. Like, this is just like everything I've been wanting to talk about in one video, and hopefully the connections make sense. Racism may wear a new dress, buy a new pair of boots, but neither it nor its succubus twin, fascism, is new, or can make anything new. It can only reproduce the environment that supports its own health, fear, denial, and an atmosphere in which its victims have lost the will to fight. Like, this is what makes me sit up straight. I'm not falling for it. I'm not falling for it. Oh my God. In an environment that profits off breeding that, if it's breeding that, who do I look like leaning into that? Why would I lean into that? Why would I lean into that? Let's get right into it. I'm talking about in 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 it. Shall we? BBL reversals, filler dissolving, tattoo removals, purity rings, celibacy, sobriety. Did I get it all? Anyways, also, if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notes and I'm reading off my notes, so I'm not used to this. I feel like this was first seen with the Kardashians a few years ago, but I bring them up because I distinctly remember that conversation being centered around coming back to whiteness, which is ultimately tied to the rise in conservatism and fascism, right? That was tied directly with celebrities or just the use of Black culture and appropriation of Black culture, and the misappropriation of Black culture, heavy on that, but how that has been disposable to non-Black people. That was an important conversation to have, but something that it very much did, though I can't think of the specifics, it very much signaled that the political and social climate was shifting. Does anyone else care about the political and social climate of the world, right? Because you don't just pull away from something. Something is no longer benefiting you. In this case, it was the appropriation of Black culture. Amani Barbarin says this all the time, but it's to consider not only what is happening, but when it's happening. And we are feeling that heavy, I feel like, right now, especially with all of those trends I mentioned. In the cultural zeitgeist, that's my end of the internet, it is actively resisting these gateways into the alt-right through maximalist makeup or anti-recession makeup, and fashion as well, which is really just the girls being fun and creative. So that in and of itself is queer and it's punk, right? Especially given the time. If you're doing makeup, maximalist makeup, if you're trying to push those boundaries and to make people uncomfortable through your fashion, that is punk, that is queer. A quick example is Rowie. She is among the most creative makeup artists on the app. She beautifully blends her culture into her makeup looks in the most effortless way, and it's stunning. She's made several videos about anti-recession makeup, and she also has a series called Man Repellent, which we love. Elena, also on TikTok, has a really great video explaining how fashion is supposed to be and is political, and how the fashion space itself has shown up within the rise of fascism, which I'll tag below. Everything that I'm mentioning in this video, by the way, is going to be tagged below. So, especially with trends, people love labeling everything, right? Which can be nice, but like with everything, there are negative impacts as people use aesthetics, trends, clothes, and pieces to signal identity or what kind of vibe that they're on before speaking. And in that sense, I mean, like, you will put a specific piece that people will recognize, right? Off the top of my head, I'm thinking like Margiela Tabby's. And with that, I mean, people will put on specific pieces to signal that with this on, I'm like, you know what kind of vibe I'm on, right? Like, you know, it's a part of their like identity in that sense. And Toni Morrison's essay Racism and Fascism, which is a list of 10 steps towards fascism. And I think number 3 and number 9 really apply to this. So 3, enlist and create sources and distributors of information who are willing to reinforce that the demonizing process because it's profitable, because it grants power, and because it works. 9, reward mindlessness and apathy with monumentalized entertainments with little pleasures, tiny seductions, a few minutes on television, a few lines in the press, a few pseudo-successes, the illusion of power and influence, a little fun, a little style, a little consequence. Culturally and historically, people used fashion to signal and to find community. So there's an integrity to that kind of signaling, right? Things like cozy, soft life, Pilates princess, princess nails, clean girl, purity rings, etc., we know lead to the alt-right pipeline. So the questions that come up for me are, does this feel like you? Right? Does this feel like it's a part of you? What is it that you think you're signaling to others when adopting these aesthetics? Who do you become when the people that you're wanting to emulate are not the kinds of people that you can look up to anymore? Do your views change alongside them? Do you find yourself agreeing or questioning? Do you feel a sense of separation from the aesthetics versus the ideologies that come with them? And this isn't only directed towards the people I just mentioned, but for everyone who's exploring different sides of fashion but doesn't engage in the politics of what they're putting on. Ooh, girl, that's a bar. Wait, hold up, wait. That was a bar. Wait, that was a bar. What did I say? This isn't only directed at the people that I was talking about, but for everyone that is exploring new sides of fashion, but doesn't engage with the politics of what they're putting on. A song that I feel that resonates with the mood of this video and with it being Juneteenth yesterday is List of Demands Reparations by Saul Williams.
I got another plan, one that requires me to stand on the stage or in the street. Don't need no microphone to beat. And if you hear this song, if you ain't dead, then sing along. Banging strong in his head, brother, you know where you belong. I got a list of demands written on the palm of my hands. I'm on my fist and you gonna know where I stand. We live in hand of mouth. You wanna be somebody, see somebody, try and free somebody.
Who plays the father and the preacher in Sinners. I found his history and relationship with culture, religion, spirituality, music, and poetry, and this song so interesting compared to the character he plays in Sinners. Tiny potential spoilers if you haven't seen it. Since he demands Sammy to drop his guitar, and we felt just how heavy that ask was, knowing what it actually means, right? The act of asking, the demanding, I connect to the tools used to perpetuate this suppression. And like in Sinners, a lot of it is rooted in religion and fear tactics. That kind of conditioning, I feel, leads people away from any kind of spiritual questioning or journey to know or feel comfortable in oneself, which is so necessary. Right? Like to be able to ground yourself, be with yourself, be familiar with yourself. And girl, trust, like I love a simple nail look. Whenever I'm doing my nails, I always get so tempted to like leave it clear or have like a cool tone nude or like a cute nude or something, you know? But then I have to remember why I sat there in the chair prepared to be sat for 4 to 8 hours in the first place. No? I just know that me personally, no matter how bad life get, I'll never smoke no fucking cigarette. No. In the sense that I don't see myself turning to religion to seek comfort, and that's just the kind of person I am. right? Like the trauma's done enough. Like the religious trauma's done enough. And I'm very much the person to connect everything to its institutions, right? And I'm not about that. So why would I practice something that I'm not about? That don't make no sense to me. I wholeheartedly believe that if religion or any of the aforementioned things are what help and support you into being a better person for yourself and for those around you, then please, by all means, like do it, right? And I love that. That exploration is the relationship that you're creating with yourself. And that's something that only you can experience. Something that is such an important and necessary habit is to ask questions. Question everything. Channel that age of like when kids ask questions about any and everything and about everything and anything. Like I love curious people and the notion of curiosity and what it can bring you. And I want to talk about that in my next video or another video. With everything that's going on, it's hard to feel like my head is on right. But I have to remind myself that there is a sense of intimacy with the fact that change is the only thing that I know is consistent, and that includes me, and I love that. It's comforting and it's somewhat exciting. Thank you guys for watching my first video. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. If anything resonated with you or if there's anything that came to mind, please let me know in the comments below. Again, I hope this made sense. I know it wasn't very structured. It was very like not cohesive, but it was still interesting to talk about and like tie all of that together. So yeah, this was cute. It was fun. I feel like we're gonna have a key. Like my next video is definitely gonna be like me just running my mouth, which is something I know how to do well. So much more chill. We'll have a key and hopefully you guys will be there with me. Okay, bye.